Hi, Lions and parents. This is Mr. Moeller with a video about our week at a glance system we'll be using this year during virtual learning. This is a very important video for you to watch. It'll give you insight on how everything is supposed to work and how you can navigate through the different assignments and stay all caught up. So let's get started. So first of all, our week at a glance is designed to help really the student, but also the parent navigate what each week looks like for each class. Right now, we have it set up that each class is going to have their own week at a glance, which we're calling WAG, despite my objections. And each WAG will be updated on Friday afternoon for the next week. So you'll know kind of what to expect, and you can go through it that weekend and be prepared for the next week. The week at a glance is created through Google Slides, and so what's going to end up happening is the top slide will be the most recent slide. It'll represent the next week, but you can also go back and look at all the other weeks if you need to find something. We'll communicate out to parents on Friday and students when the week at a glance is updated and ready to go, and you'll get a message from each of your teachers. So the full functionality of the week at a glance is only going to be available to students simply because some of the links on the week at a glance will take students to their Google Classrooms. Parents aren't part of the Google Classrooms, and so that link would not function. So really it's designed for the student to use, for the parent to look over, to know what to expect in terms of when they have live meetings and what the plan is for that week. But if students are getting stuck and need some help, we strongly encourage parents to sit with their kids and go through the week at a glance with them. So that's why it's really important for both of you to know how this is going to function. So real quick, this is going to be an example for a 7th grade student. It'll hold true for all the other grades. This student's schedule specifically, they've got first and second period, language arts, social studies, then they have science and math, and then health, and then 6th period is art. Here is a quick look at what a 7th grader's schedule looks like on a typical week. I have a different video explaining how to read all the schedules, so I'm not going to go into that right now. I do encourage you to check out that video on schedules that you can find on our webpage and within Parent Square. Okay, let's get to it. So each class is going to send their own week at a glance. So for this student, that would mean and for almost all of our students, it'll be 4 weeks at a glance each week. It's only 4 because language arts social studies is one class. It's a 2-hour block, so that gives you 1 week at a glance. Science and math give you another 2, and then again, don't forget we're just doing 5th period for the first 6 weeks, and so we have one for Ms. Moore for 5th period for her health class. All right, let's dig in and look at each of these real quickly independently. All right, so this is for the language arts social studies. And for this student who has it period 1 and 2, that makes their day start off very consistently. Our weekly schedule, if you recall, if you've watched the video or had the opportunity to look at this, you know that we're doing period 1 and period 3 on an odd day, which would be Monday typically. And then Tuesday is your even day. Thursday and Friday repeats. Wednesday is your on-demand day, which has all of your classes, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And again, for more information on that, please check out the video on schedules. All right, so let's take a look. So this is a language arts social studies block that is period 1 and 2. So the implication of that is they're actually this student, and any student who has language arts to start the day, is actually going to have language arts every day to start. So they have period 1, and then they have period 2 on Tuesday, period 1 and 2, but again, doesn't really matter, they're the same class, period 1, period 2. So they have 2 hours to start their day every day. And let's see how that reflects in this week ahead. So first of all, you'll notice that it's got the periods on the side, it's got the class and the teacher at the top. Here might be a social emotional learning focus of the week, and it'll tell you what week and what month and day it is. Each day is broken up into 3 sections, and again, this is for one individual class. All of this that we see right here represents the period 1 and period 2 blocks at the top of this schedule. So from 9:30 to 10:20, this student is scheduled into this live period 1 part, which is reflected here. And from 10:30 to 11:20, they are in their second part of period 1 during the on-demand portion. All right. So every day, kids are going to need to take attendance, and there'll be a link on here for them to jump to their attendance and fill out a quick form. You'll notice that also, this is for the live portion. So the links for Zoom will be found right here. And right now, this is just a placeholder template, so there's nothing actually in here. So teachers are going to put any active Zoom links or any other online resources that they're going to need for the live portion of class. They may also have some more traditional offline materials that they want students to be prepared to have, like maybe an individual whiteboard or some paper, maybe the homework assignment from last night. So all of that information will go right here. And these will be live links so that when it's time for them to go to their Zoom meeting at 9:30, they'll just click right on the Zoom link and it'll take them right to it. When it's time for them to reference maybe the agenda that's posted here, they'll click this and it'll take them right to the agenda. Later on, once they get to the on-demand portion of their morning with language arts, maybe there's some videos that they're going to watch. So maybe the teachers made some videos explaining some concept, and so those links will be linked here as well. And then finally, there's probably some action items. So an assignment to do, some practice. And so these would be basically the things that are probably going to be turned in. And so students or teachers would have those linked here as well. And this is where parents probably wouldn't have the functionality. If a parent clicks on this link, it's going to take them right to a Google Classroom, which they don't have access for. All right, so that kind of tells you about what Monday looks like. And then Tuesday, it's going to be exactly the same thing for this because it's a language arts meets every day, as we talked about. Again, all the links that they need will be here and updated for each day. Now you'll notice Wednesday is our on-demand day. And so this is a day where there actually are no live classes. And so Language Arts Social Studies has no meeting to start, but a teacher might have a link here for office hours. So from 9:30 to 10:40, which corresponds to the first hour of this class, the teacher will have a Zoom meeting open and kids could just pop in when they need help. It's also something maybe a teacher has scheduled something with a teacher, or with a teacher has scheduled with a kid. Maybe they were struggling in the class the day before, and so they've set up an appointment to meet together during these times. Contact information to get a hold of the teacher. And again, these will all be live links. So clicking on these things will take you to the place or give you that resource that you need. So there's no hunting around, there's no searching for things. Everything's going to be linked right here. The one thing to note is that, teachers will be planning ahead, of course, but these are going to come out on Friday. And as a teacher, I may not have made this video that the kids need on Thursday. So it's possible that some of these weeks at a glance, when they come out, won't have an active link maybe for this day. But by the time, Tuesday, Wednesday rolls around, the teacher will have made that video and have updated that link. So eventually they will all become live and take you where you need to go. All right, let's move on. So that explains first and second period. Now this student has a third period science class, and you remember that odd days are Mondays and Thursdays. This class doesn't meet on Tuesdays and Fridays. And so you'll notice that reflected here in the schedule. You can also see that reflected down here in the weekly schedule. So all of this works exactly the same. We're going to take daily attendance. Kids are going to be encouraged to do that often. The links will be here. All the materials are needed. The times will be here on when they need to be where, and the assignments and when they're due. All will be represented right here. Again, Wednesday is your on-demand day, so there are no live classes, but the teacher will be available during certain office hours. Again, they can make schedules ahead of time and meet with kids and families, make with small groups, whatever they need. Let's continue through our day. So now next would be fourth period. Fourth period, Monday is the odd schedule. So this this math class does not meet on Monday. They meet on Tuesday and Friday for their live, followed by on-demand. Again, Wednesday is your on-demand for everybody, as we've discussed. Electives and health fit is where it's a little bit different. Since they're only going to be 6 weeks long as opposed to the core classes, which go through the whole year, they're actually going to meet every day. And so again, that's reflected here in the schedule. At the bottom, you see it's period 5 each day. The darker blue represents a live class. The lighter blue represents on demand. And so on Monday, we have a dark blue. That means we have a live class. Links are provided, again, just like everyone else. And everything else is exactly the same. The only difference is, again, it meets every day. 3 of the days are going to be on demand. And again, we have a difference between live and on demand, which is explained in the video that I created to talk about the schedules as well. Here's a quick refresh on that topic. What does a live class look like? What does an on-demand class look like? So I'm going to stop here. If you want to pause the video and come back to this so you can read this more carefully, please do so. Finally, I want to encourage you to watch the next video in this fun series of How to Survive School. And that's going to be where we take our week at a glance and I actually show you how it's going to work live combined with Google Classroom. So please take a moment and tune into that video. Thanks.